I welcome you all to the June month's Tech Talk series. Uh, I see Ashutosh sir has already joined from the CMRL office. So are you ready? I think
Yeah,
you're on
I am
mute.
I am ready for that.
Great, great. Thank you so much for your time again, once again. So, team, I'll just give a brief intro about Mr. Ashutosh Tiwari. But before that, Ashutosh sir, this is, I think I've already given the background about what we are going to do here. This 1 hour, 45-minute session. So, basically, once you finish, this initial 45 minutes of session, we will have 15 minutes for the Q&A. And
Mhm.
for the people who have joined, if you have any questions, you may, put those questions on the chat, and or you may, ask at the last 15 minutes that we have created for the quick Q&A. So that's how the pattern is going to be. Okay. So without any further delay, let me just introduce and welcome Mr. Ashutosh Shivari. He is a seasoned railway operations and project management professional with over 20 years of national and international experience in railway and metro sector. Okay. Mr. Ashutosh holds a BTech in information technology and a diploma in mechanical engineering. He's supported by certifications such as PMP, RAMPS, and IIT in IIT KPG. And he is recognized for combining strategic foresight with operational execution to lead high impact safety and sustainable transit projects. Okay. Mr. Ashutosh Tiwari is currently serving, I think, everyone knows it, most of us. He is an O&M expert for our Chennai Metro Phase 2. He has held a senior operational and technical roles in projects across Riyadh Metro, Doha Metro, and Hyderabad Metro, and Mumbai Metro. So, without any further delay, I would hand this over to Mr. Ashutosh Tiwari to take this session forward. Sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, first of all, to giving me this opportunity to, share my experience and knowledge to my senior colleagues, my other colleagues, and things. And basically, why I choose this topic, because most of the time we are working on the design and everything, and our more core business is about the general consultancy. Okay, so as I know about the BARSYL, it's more about the technical things, and now we have started to work on the operation and maintenance perspective. So that is why I choose this topic to KPI, where actual monitoring of the operator, or you can say operation and maintenance team, only monitor through the KPIs. But writing a KPI in the document, it is not serve the full issue, and we are going to face a lots of issue. We already experienced it. So I will cover those things in my today's topic. So first I will going to tell about what are the KPIs in a brief actually. Okay. So the agenda of the presentation is about the introduction, key performance areas, measuring and monitoring the KPI, how we are going to do, strategies for improving the KPI, and I will share some case studies with you guys. That time we can discuss uh, those things, or you can note down your question, and at the end we can discuss those questions, and we will conclude that part. So in the terms of KPI, KPIs is basically indicators where we are gathering a data, and we analyze it, and we comes to a value, and we are saying whether these values are as per my requirement or standard or not. Okay, I can give a very simple example, like we are saying our punctuality should be 99%. So 99% means whatever we plan, and suppose we planned 100 trips in a day, and one trip is cancelled. It's okay, but it is acceptable because failure may occur, but we try to avoid that thing, and our punctuality should be 100%. But 99, we set a benchmark, so Okay, we can go for that. So the KPI is basically more or mathematical thing, and it is coming based on the data. So keep in mind, for the KPI calculation, data is very important. Why KPIs matter? Like I have given the previous example where I mentioned that one trip is cancelled. Okay, how we identify? Because we have calculated and we come to a value. Now, one trip is cancelled. Why it is cancelled? If we go for the root cause, then we will identify where we are lacking and we have to improve ourselves. We have to focus on those areas and we try to achieve our target, which we can say it's 100%. Or if suppose two trips are cancelled, why it is cancelled? So again, we are going to talk about the analysis. Analysis in the terms of the information which we are going to gather from different systems, the processes and all, identify what is the root cause. So why KPI matter? KPI drive continuous improvement because we are identifying where we are failing it and we are improving those areas. And we are optimizing our resources as well as we are giving a full services to the passenger because any delay, any cancellation, any system is not working, it is basically affecting our passengers. So here we are going to talk about the overview of the crucial O&M KPI, not a RAMS kind of data. Uh, in different projects, different KPIs are there. Few companies are only focused on the punctuality, not passenger satisfaction, or they will give a very less part for the passenger satisfaction. Some are more focusing on the passenger, but not about the punctuality. So it is a different project. You can see different number of KPIs are there. Somewhere it's a 7, somewhere it's a 20, somewhere it's a 63. Like in my experience, I can tell Riyadh Metro is having a maximum KPI in the terms of calculation and the monitoring the operators functioning. So what is the objective of that? First, we have to set up a standard. So I am going to explain O&M KPIs, highlight their improvement in achieving operational excellence, then focus area and the target audience. So target audience is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a operator of the railway system or metro railway system or monorail system. But here I am going to more talk about the metro rail because I am going to take a case study of the metro rail system. So how they are performing based on the KPI scores. So as I earlier mentioned, different projects having a different mindset and the basic KPI which every railway system is following, it's a punctuality where they are checking or they are monitoring the trains are running on time as they have published or they have declared. So if suppose they have declared the first train will depart from X station at 6 a.m. in the morning, it should be 6 a.m. Yes, in the KPI calculation, they have give a leeway of the somewhere it's a 30 seconds, somewhere it's a 1 minute, somewhere it's a 3 minute. So it is a leeway where you can have a delay, but that is also not accepted in the terms of if you want to achieve 100% of that. So the punctuality is about the what you have declared and what you are doing, what is the time declared, or you can the scheduled time, and what is your actual time of the train. Average headway is basically whenever we are running the trains, the time difference or the distance difference between the two trains should be remain same. So if any train is having a problem, the train which is coming behind, it is going to pile up. So we have to maintain the distance between those trains, and that is called anti-punching method in the terms of operation, I can say. So here we also monitoring whether you are maintaining a proper headway between the trains or not. Even though there is a failure, the trains are getting delayed. But as a operator, you have to maintain the headway and you have to give the or you have to provide the services to the passenger in the terms of okay, if I know as a passenger, if I will go to a station, after 5 minutes I will get a train. So it should be 5 or 7 minutes. But once that train is passed, the next train will be in the 7 minutes or 5 minutes. It should not be like that. I will stay there and after 10 minutes I will get a train. So this is also a one type of KPI where they are observing headway of the train. Train availability, it's more about readiness of the services. That means the maintenance has to provide the required train as well as train should be on time with all the minimum functionality. And the minimal functionalities are different for different projects. So that minimal requirement of the train is mentioned, and the operator has to follow those minimal requirement and provide the trains. If he is failed to provide the trains, that means he is not following the timetable. So his punctuality is going to be impacted, his average headway is going to be impacted, and his train availability also is going to be impacted. So these are the three, I can say, main KPI as a operator. Every project is following it. Other than that, for the maintenance, the three KPI I am taking, one is the track maintenance index. So track always must be available for the operation, time as much as low. The preventive maintenance should be as per the schedule. Same for the signaling system. The signaling system always must be available for the operation. Downtime must be as much as low, and the preventive maintenance must be as per the schedule. And same for the power supply. So those KPIs are basically monitored based on their asset management system like a Maximo or Oracle or SAP, where they are maintaining the record of the all the preventive and corrective maintenance and the failures. So from there, we are monitoring those KPIs where we have all the information, what time failure occurs, what type of failure occurs, when the team has arrived at the site, what time he has declared the system is fit, and what time the operation comes in the normal things. So based on those data, we are able to calculate their maintenance KPIs and we have a set target, and we will compare this or we are comparing this outcome of that analysis of the data based on the set target. And then we are declaring whether you are able to meet the KPIs or not. So for the passenger, as I mentioned, for the operation and maintenance, now passenger, for the passenger, one is a passenger satisfaction score. So this is the basically you can say their complaint or their feedback which is coming from the different sources. Nowadays, social media is a very prominent medium where the passengers are giving their feedback, whether they are satisfied with the services. They can say anything, but as a passenger, but we have to monitor also whether we have those services in the system. Like someone is talking about, we don't have a this washroom facility at a station, but the station itself is not designed So that means that complaint is, we are taking as a improvement of the system, but that is not going to affect our KPI. So in the terms of passenger satisfaction, the operator and uh, client or the owner of the system basically define what are the criteria where we are going to take a complaint and where we are going to uh, monitor the score of those complaint or the feedback. Okay. Station cleanliness index. Yes, the area or station must be cleaned every time, and based on this third-party survey as well as your routine survey by the employer or by the data which we are receiving from the customer, we are giving the score for cleanliness. And again, as I mentioned, the criteria is must be fixed. Like if someone is complaining the roof is very dirty, but the cleaning of the roof is not every day. Okay, we must have to be very clear. The cleaning of the roof is not a everyday job. It is a scheduled, might be 1 month, might be 2 month, 3 month schedule is there, and it can be a little bit dirty, but it should not be like that. If it is a schedule to clean and it is not cleaned properly during that schedule, then score is going to be affected. Okay, so all those things are well defined or must be well defined in the document for the calculation of the KPIs, and the data must be recorded in the systems, and the system must be in a such way there will be no manual intervention once the data is logged. Escalator elevator uptime, same as like I mentioned, this is a passenger facing system, uh, and the failures are recorded into the AMS or failure management systems. From there, we can get the data and monitor this availability of the escalator or elevator, and we can monitor whether it is achieving the KPIs or not. So, like any escalator or elevator which is put into the paid area, yes, it must be always available for the passenger service during the passenger service hours. And what is the passenger service hour? It must be defined like a first train, arrival at train, arrival at station, or the first train which is started from the source station. So if suppose a train which is taking 15 minutes to come at your station, and if you are taking that 15-minute previous time, might be that 15-minute time is going to be deducted from your maintenance because you have to start 15 minutes before, because at 6 o'clock your train is going to be start. So the passengers hours is also must be very clear. What is the passenger service hour for a particular it is a station or it is a first train starting time. So during my explanation, I am also giving the some challenges which we have faced when we developed a automized system to calculate the KPIs. Okay. So how to calculate those KPI? It is a automated system. Another is a manual inspection and the passenger feedback. Automated systems, as I mentioned, some AMS system, some failure log system, or you are going to take a direct input from your system like a lift, escalator, what is the downtime for that, what time alarms come, what time the escalator has stopped, what time it is again start running. So this is called automated system. Manual inspection, like a routine inspection by the maintenance team or the operator going at site, and they identify something and they have recorded those things after inspection. So it is it can be recorded in a paper, then converted into a system, or you can directly record your information in a system. So it is again depend what kind of system you are going to adopt it. Passenger feedback, as I mentioned, it's a survey forms, or the third party are coming with the paper or with the some electronic form, taking information from passenger, as well as passengers are directly go to the social media or your company website and giving the feedback. You have to collect it and analyze it for the KPI calculation. So as I mentioned earlier, first system which I talk about the automatic, where I talk about how we are going to get the data. So it is a SCADA system. CMMS software, it can be Maximo, SAP, or any Oracle or any other in-house developed system where you are going to capture all your failures and further process of the failure, like a work order, permit to work, cause analysis, everything you're going to capture here. Then data analytics platform. Yes, we have data, and then you can use any analytics like a Tableau, ClickSense, any AI tool, as well as some social media tools are also there, which analyze your comments and feedback and give us some reports on that. So as I mentioned, we have the KPI, we have the target, we have collected the data, and we have analyzed it. Now, after analysis, whether I will submit my report after 1 month or after 1 day, or I want real-time information so I can be more focused, or as a preventive, we can see what is my score and we can take a preventive measures. So nowadays, it is a real-time dashboard which is connected with all those systems which I have mentioned, connected with the Maximo, connected with the analytical tool, connected with the survey forms, connected with the SCADA, and based on your dashboard programs, it is giving you a real-time KPI score, and you will get to know what is my target and whether I will able to achieve the KPIs particular day or particular month, and what are the leeway we have in the terms of relaxation. How we are going to use this leeway, I will explain when I am going to talk about the case studies. Regular reports. So yes, KPI dashboards are there. So based on that, you can prepare a report, submit it, and identify what are the failures and what are the force measures, what we have done, and what we should not do in future to achieve the KPI. Okay, and as I mentioned, to like it is a real-time dashboard having a graphics, and graphical representation is giving a very clear cut and crisp idea rather than you are going to read a bunch of data in a table format. Okay, so our KPI report should be in a graphical format. It should be crisp and clear. Yes, if somebody wants to analyze it, then he has to go for the detailed data analysis, and then he can do analysis and got to know what happened and what he has to do in future. What are the strategy we are going to use to enhance the KPI? One is a key uh, or is a skill enhancement. So as a operator of maintenance, every person must know what are the KPIs are relevant to his or her role. For the station operator or station controller, station master, all are same. he has to know if I will be little bit relaxed and take a time to reach up to a platform and handle a particular failure, what is going to be impact, and what is going to impact in the terms of his performance. So your KPI must be related to his KRA. So most of the time, which we have seen earlier, the staffs are not aware about the KPIs and what is their role to achieve particular KPI which is related to his role. That is why they are a little bit reluctant and they are not performing well also, because they don't know, first of all. Second, it is not transferred into their personal KPI or KRA, which must be there. So the KPI must be converted into the individual roles and responsibility. We have to teach them your action is going to affect our KPI. What are your action? What are the things where you should not take a shortcut to just achieve the KPI, because the safety is a paramount thing. We have to always keep a safety in a mind, but it doesn't mean you will be a little bit slow or you will not try to achieve the KPI only keeping a safety in mind. So it should be a balance. So training should be in a such a way that person having a skill, knowledge and skill. So skill is a more, I can say, polished, or it's like a um more perfect thing rather than I have knowledge but I don't have a hands-on practice. I have a knowledge, I have a hands-on practice, but I don't know how to use it or how to handle a situation if a new situation arises based on my knowledge. So a skill set is combining of all the things. He has to know, he has a knowledge, he has a hands-on experience, he has to have a ability where he can handle the situation. Best practices. So yes, to achieve a particular thing, to open a nut a bolt, there are several ways. You can use a hexagonal spanner, you can use a square spanner, you can use a other spanner, you can use a plus. But what is the right tool to use it? That should be trained and give that tool to him. So best practice is use the right tool at right place. So that should be part of training, and the seniors, I can the supervisor, managers, and team head has to monitor those things whether all the peoples are on the same page or not. If any wrong practices adopted by someone, identify those things and eliminate it. Safety protocol, as I mentioned, safety is a paramount thing. So all our objective should be achieve the KPI, but in a always in a safe manner. If we will only focus to achieve a KPI, might be we are going to use some shortcuts, some wrong practices. Yes, might be that time there is no incident, but in future it can be an incident. So our staff should be skilled, well knowledgeable, skilled, always use the best practices, keeping in the mind we have to achieve the KPI, but always in a safe manner. So predictive maintenance, yes, the data which we have captured, we have to implement conditioning monitoring, because we are able to see our KPIs and KPI is not achieving because of the again and again the failure of the systems. So what we have to do, we have to change our maintenance plan and where we are failing it and what are the reasons behind it. So KPI is also giving a some alarm where we have to be a proactive and we can take action. So our downtime will be reduced and we are able to achieve the KPI. Use data analytics to predict maintenance need, optimize maintenance schedule. As I mentioned, the data are there. We have to analyze it. Optimize scheduling. Same failure based on the failure. Our AMS plan is saying we will go and do the maintenance every month. But if the system is failing after doing all the things, we have to change our maintenance plan. Go might be 15 days or 20 days. If still it is needed, again we have to optimize our schedule and try to achieve the KPI, keeping in a mind that it should not be going to affect our safety as well as our financial also. So that should be optimized because every maintenance is related to the cost also. So the cost and safety balance should be there whenever we are going to talk about the maintenance or changing the schedule of the maintenance. IoT integration, so to collect data from the systems, input output integrations are required. So there are several ways where we can connect our analytical tool like ClickSense, Tableau with those systems. Some systems are not allowed us to directly connect, like a ATS system or you can say signaling system or the rolling stock, which is a running system. So for that, we have to develop some intermediate data repository where we can collect the data whenever the system is not in actual operation or I can say the passenger operation and deposit there, and then from there we can connect our analytical tool for that. Implement smart system for energy management, passenger information, security, and service quality. Smart system improve overall performance. So if your systems are connected well, the real-time informations are there, and we are able to pass those information to the passengers. And in the terms of operation, we are saying the communication is a key to satisfy the passenger. If any passenger is having any problem, and if you're listening his problem, your half of the case is immediately solved. So if you are running late, if you are giving the information properly to the passengers, passenger can take a decision. Might be he will leave, but his half anger is going to be down because you have given the information. You are late and you are not giving any information. It may turn up to little bit more angry passenger, and he will create a mouth-to-mouth publicity regarding that. So that is why in the operation we always talk about the communication is the prime thing, and talk to customer and give a right information to passenger every time. So then automation routine tasks to reduce manual effort, like if you are going to use any AMS system like a Maximo, SAP, Oracle, or other systems, you have given a schedule for a particular equipment. You have done a one work order for that. Based on that schedule, automatic the next work order will be generated. No need to you have to remember and all. As soon as this work order generated, a certain period of time, automatic email will goes to the respective team. Other things are automatically assigned like a tool, spare part, consumable, and everything based on the job card which we have already given for that particular task. So it is going to save your time and money. So initial effort to prepare those things in a start of the project will help the complete O&M team in a longer time, as well as it is also give us a comfortable zone where we can save the money in the terms of manpower and other things. And we have the data, so if there is no data, we cannot analyze it. Data is there, we can analyze, we comes to a conclusion, and we can take a action on that. So now I'm going to talk about some case studies. So one is punctuality. So as I mentioned, in the terms of punctuality, I can take all the three cases from my last project, because there I have developed a 63 KPIs, which is online dashboard with the ClickSense. I will show you that architecture also in the presentation. So there they have given the leeway of the 180 second in the terms of departure. Okay. Now, if we have any failure, so what we have done, we have one train in a standby. As soon as it is going to reach at 180 second, we are not waiting for that train, and we are inducting that train, and we are able to achieve our this KPI. Now, suppose we have inducted that particular train, still my train is delayed, and it is going to affect my next trip. So what we are going to do? We are going to send that train delay. It is a less impact. If the delay is more than my headway and all, we are going to cancel the particular trip. Now we have to be very much clear about that thing. If there is no live dashboard and we have already cancelled 2 or 3 trips in a day earlier, and if I will cancel one more trip, I am going to lose my KPI, because the cancelling a trip is having a higher weightage compared to sending a delay trip. So based on this KPI live calculation, we as OCC, we are able to take those decisions, whether we will take the decision to cancel or we have to run the train with the delay. Okay. So we are maintaining our KPI, as well as we are trying to give the good services to the passengers. But if we don't have the live dashboard, in next shift, controller has to keep all the things in his mind, what happened in my previous shift. And as a human, it is not always possible. Okay. So this is the one case study I talk about it. Now I'm going to talk about the case one, where we find some problem in the contract itself to calculate the KPI, because someone has written this contract, and in this KPI, basically we have to maintain the train temperature, which is 25 degrees in summer month, and in winter it should be 18 to 25. And the formula is same like a train running hour, and whenever this temperature is going low or higher, that duration divided by total operation of the train operation. Now, here in the contract, it is not mentioned what is the summer month and the winter month. So what we have to take? Then we have to negotiate, or we have discussed with the client representative, and we come to a conclusion what will be the summer month and the winter month. Now, second part, they told that you have to take all the data from the systems. Okay. So if I am taking data from the train, in the train data, we are not able to identify which train is running in the passenger service and which train is not in the passenger services. For that, the train data must be incorporated with the ATS data. There we can get to know this train is running in the passenger. So it is not properly defined, and the data which we have received, it is different based on the design specs which is given by the our client to the system suppliers, where they have developed this SQL database where they are collecting all the data from the different systems, and then we give them a very clear cut requirement, those things, and all. Later on, they have done it. In this KPI also, I can tell one thing which is clearly mentioned, like a low temperature alarm is not there. So client expectation is that if the temperature is go below the 18 degrees centigrade, operator has to take a action. He has to do something. But there is no alarm. For 25 degree, we have the alarm. As soon as it reaches 25 degree, we got a alarm. And we can withdraw the train at the terminal and we can induct a new train. But if the temperature is less than 18 degree, we are not getting an alarm. We only get to know when we receive this data. So during our empty trial run and initial data analysis run, we identified and we raised this issue to the client, and we have taken some decision how we are going to calculate that particular 18 degrees centigrade temperature in the terms of KPI calculation. Now, the second case I am going to talk about this, which is talking about the automatic announcement must be accurate and it must be display, or the announcement should be there in the station, where there is no role of the operator in that case. So we comes to a conclusion that this KPI will be transferred in a halfway to the surveyor or third party survey. If they listen or identify the train is arriving and announcement is like a train has arrived, they can raise a complaint on that. We will work on that, as well as if operator identify, he will raise the service request about this failure, because there is no data which is talking about that part. But in the contract, it is clearly written. So writing a contract, and those contract must be converted into a system design, and system supplier has to provide that information. Then he will be able to calculate the KPI which is required. So this is another case where we comes to some alternate solution for calculating this KPI, but the main what I can say, the main soul of this KPI or this complete contract, all the KPI must be calculated in automatic way, not a manual way. The third is about the ATS as well as the wash plant. So they are saying the train must be washed within a 24 hour. If the sandstorm is there, and within a 72 hour of the previous. Now, they want this should be from the ATS and the wash plant. There is no input field they have given whether the sandstorm is happened and what time it started. It is going to be uh, subsidized, or you can say the duration of the sandstorm, as well as there is no input in the terms of which train is coming from the service and what time it is washed. ATS is giving me that data only. The train is passed through the wash plant, whether it is through the wash or without wash. So I have data, but it is not sufficient. Wash plant is telling me this time I washed a one train. But which train? Then we have to correlate lots of things. We come with some solution where we clearly given them a manual solution where we created an application and we are capturing the data manually, and we have given the assurance in a such a way if they identify that particular time and the train, a particular time the train is not passed through that particular wash plant in the washing mode, they can cancel or they can reject our KPI and they can penalize it. But again, as I mentioned, the KPI is good. The objective, it should be automatic. But we are not able to achieve this KPI because the system is not designed in a such way. But we tried our best to make it automatic. So as soon as the operator is sending any train to the wash plant for washing, he immediately record a train set number in the system, and in the same application whenever a sandstorms are is there and we are raising a force majeure failure for operation, it is linked with this application and we got to know sandstorm is happened, so all the schedule of the train is scheduled for the washing. So operator is got to know immediately these trains are scheduled for wash and they are sending for washing. So improved maintenance efficiency, as I mentioned, we can go for data analysis and predictive. Benefits, like I mentioned in the case study, there are tangible benefit, but as well as we have to be little bit careful about the safety and financial implication also. So to calculate the automatic KPI, the data must be good quality. I have given some case studies as an example for that. If data is incorrect, your process is correct, the result will be not as you desired. Every employee, every stakeholder, everyone must be aware about their roles and responsibility. Here might be someone will ask, you are talking about the roles and responsibility, but you mentioned about the passenger. So the passenger roles and responsibility is to behave in a nice manner, use the system in a nice manner whenever they are in the system. Don't spit here and there in the stations because that is his property. He's paying the tax and the government is giving the services to him. His roles and responsibility not to obstruct the door, not to, do the graffiti in the systems and all. So that is why I'm saying all the stakeholders, including passenger, must know their roles and responsibility. If they are knowing that and they are aware, everyone is follow their duties, it will support to achieve the KPI. continuous improvement, yes, based on the data analysis, all we are getting a KPI score and we are monitoring those KPI score, and we always try to reach 100% for each and every KPI. So we have a score, we identify, we will do the root cause analysis, identify, implement it, plan, and we will again check, and then again we have to act, then again we have to see the KPI score. So it is a continuous cycle, and we must ensure the first point. First of all, data must be gathered and it should be a good quality. So in the recap, so O&M KPI are essential for driving efficiency, reliability, and passenger satisfaction, as well as important is we have to focus on the train operation, infrastructure maintenance, passenger service to achieve the operational KPI. The future trend, it's a smart technology, like nowadays AIs are there, some graphical dashboards, some applications are there which where you will give your input. Even you can see nowadays Excel is a little bit smart. You have the table, you select it and select give me a graph. It will give you some graph. It will convert your data into the graph. Based on the data analysis, you can take your decision. It is not a hypothetical decision. It is based on the data which we have collected. It is a data-driven decision, and it will sustain. Now, I am going to talk or little bit give you the example of last project where the systems are connected in such a manner. We have a one KPI database which is provided by our system supplier. It is connected with the ATS, it is connected with the FSCADA, it is connected with the BMS system. So major alarm as well as major breakdown informations are coming here, and it is as a repository, because we cannot directly connect our analytical tool which was a ClickSense directly with the several systems. So they have created an infrastructure where they have connected all the systems with the KPI database. The Maximo, we used Maximo as a AMS tool, so it is connected with that. And we have some alarm systems, which is our local OTIT, or you can say our operational systems are there, which is provided by operator itself. So it is connected with that. It is connected with the Sage HR's application. So we have the KPI for the staff injury, staff Saudization, and several KPIs are related to staff. So we are taking the data from there. And we are taking the attendance, because we have to show for the safety KPI, we have to show that man hour day of the particular month. So we are calculating who is available up to what time, and then we are calculating the man hour days. Other than that, we are receiving some information which is in the CSV or some other application, like I had mentioned this wash plant. So you can see there are 3 Excel icons are there. It is not actually Excel, it is a different application. So we are collecting the data from there and giving some input, like for a particular day, what time we have started our services, what time we are going to stop or we are going to end our passenger services, as well as the data which we are receiving from the ATS, and some data, the trips are cancelled, but we don't know it is because of the force majeure or it is because of some failure. So we are marking those particular trips with that. And after all those things, it is coming to ClickSense, and we are generating our this dashboard, which is the example it is given here. As well as I will show some more screenshot of those dashboard which are live. So this is for the transit system availability. You can see here the CCTV target is some percentage, and that during that period there was no failure, so it's 100% CCTV availability. For the rolling stock, it is 99.80 percentage, but the trains were available 99.76. So we have not achieved the KPI. So this is the live dashboard connected with the Maximo and other sources which I have earlier talked. And the managers, the supervisors, and the OCC are able to take their own decision based on this information, which is, I can say, 95% live, and 5% are not live, which are few KPI, like a injury. Injury, when we receive the information, until unless it is a full idea and it is not push the data, we are not pushing the data into the our operation application, we are not going to get this result. So 95% KPIs are live and 5% are live, but with some delayed, I can say like a half day, but we are able to monitor our KPI. These are the KPI which is connected with our third party survey provided by our client, and we have a staging table there. From there we are fetching the data and displaying our KPIs. So it is talking about the permanent information of the train, condition of the train. So different KPIs and different parameters are there. So we are monitoring those things. This is the train environment which I talked earlier. So you can see here we have the score, we have the total run hours and train temperature, the hour where the train temperature is more than 25. Then we have the different graph in below that where we can identify what was the location of that, what is the train set and all. I just want to tell, because of this information, we got some relaxation in the terms of KPI initial state, because we were able to identify during the summer time. In real most of the time you can say summer itself always. In line 2, whenever it is going from our depot to other destination, the sun is facing the cab, and that particular cab is always a hot. And because we are monitoring those data, and we are able to identify, and we have given this request to this supplier with the justification, not we are not going to achieve this KPI if you are not going to do any changes in the system, or you're not going to modify your design itself. So I can say this is the one outcome. If you are having a good quality data and you are monitoring it and you are analyzing your data in the terms of KPI, or I can say in the maintenance terms or the technical terms, the RAMs. So now you can ask a question regarding that presentation. So rest of all from my side, you can ask some questions. See the chat.
Good evening, sir. Shailesh here.
Yes, please.
I haven't. You were saying about IoT integration and smart system integration in O&M, sir. But do we have any percentage difference between before and after these things were integrated, like in terms of monetary terms or manpower terms, what would be the manpower required previously, and what is the current percentage difference?
Okay,
Or
so
in terms of
basically,
actual maintenance expenditures incurred?
okay, I can give you one example in the terms of that, in the terms of automation. Okay, uh, one I like I have mentioned about this temperature itself. Okay, if KPI loss means directly penalty for us. Okay, and someone has to be always monitor those KPI and keep a record of those KPIs. That is the one thing.
Yeah.
Second thing, we are getting a real-time alarm. So our response time is much better rather than someone will observe and someone will report. Because the system is integrated in a such a way, if it is going to affect, it is giving the alarm in a 3 to 4 position, not only one system.
Yeah, understood, sir. That is, those are all intangible benefits like your response time and that time reduces.
Hmm.
But actually, in terms of what would be the maintenance expenditure occurring, O&M expenditure in terms of like, for example, this
See,
would be
O&M,
this budget.
okay. O&M expenditure is very simple. Any losing of the KPI is direct related to money.
So
Okay.
after
I
integration
can,
of
I
all
can,
these IoT and smart systems, is there any,
we,
matlab, do we have any numbers or like range between
okay,
this is
number
the
in the terms
percentage?
of that,
Yeah.
in the number of that, I can say it is a 7% of the fees. It is around, I can say, I have that figure, I think 13 million something per month.
No, no, sir. Percentage
That,
reduction, like this
so
much percentage
that is
saving.
I'm saying, that is a 13 million every month. If you are not able to achieve that KPI, we are going to lose that one. 13 million. Sir, approximate I am telling, we have that one. That is 7% of our fees. And we are not achieving this KPI. The 7% of total fees is going to be deducted. So our, if 1% is we are going to lose, it is a amount. Because of this online systems and all,
Hmm.
we are able to meet those KPI. We are more proactive rather than reactive. I have given you one example for this train temperature. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If we are not giving this information to the customer, for customer it's a KPI and we have to achieve it. And based on this data, starting the operation, before starting the operation, we prove them either change your design or either give us a relaxation on that. So
Understood. Yeah.
if we are little bit reactive, so what will happen? We will getting a penalty, and then we are going to collect the data, then we are going to analyze it, and then we will give this one, and the system supplier is already hand over to us that, brother, I have hand over to you the system now. Now, in a design, it's a cost. Okay, so proactive thing is a, I can say, it's a better rather than the reactive. And for the proactive, we have to collect the data from the day one, and we have to use our experience also. Like if I am going in another project, whatever mistake we have done it, we should not do there, and we have to be little bit proactive, and we have to be work according to the that particular project requirement. Okay. In the terms of maintenance cost and all, I can say I didn't analyze it because I left 1 year back, and after that the system has started. So we means I don't have this maintenance data. But in the terms of KPIs, I can tell what we identified, what we have communicated, and we got some relaxation or some adjustment in the terms of this KPI fees. Is it okay, or you
Yeah,
need a
yeah, sure.
more?
No. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to know. Like,
Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
what would be
Yeah.
the expenditure difference and all? Sure. Thank you.
So there is one last question on the chat. We'll take this last
I'm at,
question from
yeah.
Ahmad.
Out of
Yeah.
100% KPI performance, how much percentage KPI has to be attend to say system performance is at satisfactory? Actually, there the calculation of the KPI are not a very straightforward. Okay, if I will show my presentation again, just give me a second. I will explain in the proper way. Mm. Okay, if you see, they have this KPI. So here, every system has their own percentage of their KPI. Okay, so for some systems, it's a 99.80. Some system it's a 99. Some system it's a 97. So here we have to calculate each and every system for achieving that particular KPI. And overall, there is a specific formula which is written here. It's a TSA where it's a 10% of your OCC availability, 15% of CCTV availability, 0.05%, I can say 5% of pass availability, 5% of PID availability, 5% of ATC availability, 5% of the rolling stock availability, PSG. So you can see the TSA, there the formula is written. So whatever the score we are getting there, we have to use that score, put into this formula, and then this TSA graph comes in a picture where the target is 99.80, and this 99.80 is related to 0. If it is 99.70, it's a some value which is defined in the contract like a minus 0.2, and this value is going for the formula of calculation of the fees. So it is very complex thing. Yes, but for the monitoring purpose, they have given the target for each and every systems. We have to monitor and observe each and every system, calculated the score of each and every system, then again put into the one formula which is a TSA, which is transit system availability. From there the scores are coming and a score is going in a financial formula. So Sheikh, am I able to answer your question, or you need more explanation on that?
No. I got your answer. I just want to say that as per the picture, 99.8% is the subsystem desired KPI, right?
Yes. So you can see
Okay.
it is 99.76%. That is
Yeah.
why it is red, and it is showing real time that your particular system KPI is down. Okay, now rolling stock is not available, but because of the other KPIs, other KPI, which is going to be used to calculate my final KPI of the TSA, which is cost, is I am able to achieve the KPI.
Yeah.
But
I
it
got your
doesn't
point.
mean, yeah, but it doesn't mean we are not going to focus on the rolling stock,
Yeah.
because our every time target is to achieve 100% KPI. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So some systems are, I can say, very less, or you can say very having a less failure rate, like a track and this our communication systems, where the complete system is not going to down very quickly.
Yeah. If is it possible, can you please share this present?
So you're on mute. You're talking, but I think you're on mute.
Yes, sir, you're on
Uh,
mute.
is it possible to share this presentation with us?
No, Ahmed, we heard you. I think Ashutosh is on mute.
Okay, so I will share you the screenshot after removing this header of this graph, because it is a it is a RATP property. So for the presentation I shown you, but I can give you the below graph, okay, which is I think helpful for you. Is it okay?
All right. Yes, sir. That
Okay.
helps.
Okay.
Right. So
Any
team, I
other
think we
question?
have. Looks like
Yes, sir.
there.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
If the train availability scheduled for per day is 20 hours per day, but due to
Okay.
some maintenance like brake fault or the driver delay or the door malfunction, it only
Mm-hmm.
able to run for 18 hours per day.
Mm-hmm.
So who will be responsible for that? For in CMRL, the rolling stock contractor is Alstom for 12 plus 3 years, and
Hmm.
O&M contractor. So who will be
Hmm.
responsible and liable for this?
Okay. Now, first of all, we have to identify what is the root cause for that. Okay. Now, if the driver is not available and the trains are there, that means it is the operator responsibility. He has to provide the manpower. Okay. Train driver is available, but the trains are not fit for operation. Then it's a rolling stock responsibility. Overall, the KPI is hampered in the terms of O&M operator. But if you want to fix a responsibility for a particular person, or you are going to identify what is the root cause for that, then you have to drill down drill down the data, or drill down the uh, source which is going to be affected. Check each and everything. Okay, to run a particular train, what I need? I need a track was there. I need a power supply was there. I need a train is not there. So who is the responsible for train? Rolling stock. Now, why this train is not available? Because I don't have the spare. Okay, when you raise this spare request, I raised 1 month back. So why it is not comes in a picture? Why, who has not given the authority? Finance has not given the authority, or finance has not given the money for that. So this is the way to go for analysis, and then you can fix those problems. It will not repeat again. See, whatever is happened is happened. Why we are doing the root cause analysis? To be protect ourselves for future. So we will purchase 2 cards. As soon as 1 card is used for the maintenance, we will again order for 1. We will not wait. Both card will be goes for the maintenance and our store is empty. Because to purchasing a particular card, we need a time. We need a 1 month or 15 days. So our process, if there is a process lapse, we have to change the process. So who is the responsible is always a part of analysis. And I can say no one is guilty. It is a collective effort to achieve a KPI. It is not a one-person job. If team is working fine, you always able to achieve the KPI. Prima facie, you can see it is a failure of the operation. But if you go for the analysis, anyone may be having a cause to for that particular failure or not to achieve the KPI. Any other question?
Well, then who will be liable for the penalty? The O&M contractor or the rolling stock party? Because it is a maintenance, preventive, corrective maintenance
So
fault.
whosoever is
So
doing, if O&M contractor is responsible for maintenance, then this is the O&M contractor. And if it is a suppose it is a third party, the penalty goes to the O&M contractor, and O&M contractor has to recover from the maintenance team, whosoever is there, because you are going to do some contract for that, and you are going to set up the some KPI for that particular person, and the KPI must be in line with your KPI. Means it's you can say back to back KPI, or you can set a different target for that.
Okay.
Because for the client, you are the face. You are subcontracted. You can recover from the subcontractor, but the penalty comes to you because you are the O&M person. Okay, I can give you the very simple example. In Riyadh, it's a basically O&M. RATP is the O&M, and the maintenance is going to be done by the Siemens, and the KPIs are same for both the parties. So penalty comes to us, and immediately same amount is transferred to the maintenance team. But Siemens is not giving a direct money or direct penalty from the client, because we as a RATP were the O&M contractor. But actually maintenance is is going, means it is done by the Siemens. They are doing the maintenance, but they are not a direct contract or direct link with the client. So any penalty which is coming, it is coming to RATP there. I think I am able to answer for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
You have clarified.
Any other questions?
I think we are good, sir. I think we've already crossed more than close to 20 minutes of the scheduled session. So I
Okay,
think
okay.
thank you so much for extending the session by 20 minutes with answering those question and answers for team members. So really helps that. So obviously we all have benefited from this session. So thank you so much for taking out time and presenting this session with all our colleagues. So thank you so much once again, and we will definitely look forward for further more sessions in the coming months. So thank you so much again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I am also happy the people have asked some questions, and thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.
Thank you.